basic problem in the European Union actually is, two things. Some of the new democracies in Eastern Europe have been, in my understanding, too one-sided, the side of Israel. And Germany has always been a problem because of the historic crimes of the Nazi regime against the Jewish people. And for that reason, it has been very, very difficult to bring the big economy, the big power of Europe, saying strong words to Israel.
Israel has been portrayed by many countries, mainly in the West, as the only democracy in the Middle East. But after a lot of studies of its actions on the ground and its violations of the rights of the Palestinian people, a lot of that changed. And the former Foreign Minister of Denmark and head of the Social Democratic Party wrote a very important article days ago about this point and how Israel is not to be viewed as a democracy. Israel is an occupying power. Mr. Mons Likotovit is known for his solidarity with the people of Palestine and with the people suffering around the world. I'm very much pleased to have him on my show. Welcome to our show, sir.
Thank you very much.
And my first question to you, sir, what is the motive behind writing your article about Israel as an occupying power, not as a democratic state?
Well, I have pointed at the problems in Palestine so many times since I was foreign minister some years ago, and worked with different civil society organizations, both in Israel and Palestine, in order to try to improve the situation in the area. And I have, together with my former colleagues in Finland and France, among others, made a declaration recently brought in the Le Monde and other international newspapers, pointing out that we need, from the Western countries, to put much more focus on the fact that Israel is in the historical territory of Palestine practicing an apartheid situation. It's very bad and very harmful for the Palestinian population's possibilities to move, as you just pointed out for me, was your situation today also, but also any possibility for the Palestinian people to prosper is eroded by this occupation, all these checkpoints, and this continuous illegal taking over of Palestinian land.
Yes, and Mr. Mons, when you wrote this article, how was the reaction, the response of the public in Denmark and other countries in Europe who might have read your article or who are aware of your position when it comes to Israel-Palestine?
I cannot give you a precise answer of that, but I think that even people who were very, very friendly towards Israel in the past believed that Israel was the democracy of the Middle East. Now understand that with the present development, it is a late coming understanding, I admit that, with the present situation, Netanyahu coming back with a bunch of fascist and racist, violent nationalists in the government, the very dark situation in Palestine will be even more dark, and it's much, much needed that the popular movement, governments of Europe stands up again.
Yes. So you mentioned that Israel is an apartheid, and this is the fact, and we see that. While I was coming here, a lot of checkpoints on the road for no reason but to make the Palestinians' life more difficult. They are restricting the right to free movement of every individual and every citizen. To what extent do you think it's possible to convince the people in Europe that Israel is apartheid, not democracy?
Well, I think you know as well as I do that many people in Europe has admired decades ago the upcoming of the State of Israel and supported it, and have closed their eyes, actually, to the understanding of the facts on the ground, on the occupation and suppression of the Palestinian rights. And that's what some of us have been working with for many years, to enlighten the population in Europe. Not against ordinary Israelis, but in order to put pressure on different Israeli governments to change that situation. I'm also working together with very brilliant people from the so-called Breaking the Silence in Israel, soldiers that have taken part in the occupation and stands up and tells about the ugly facts on that occupation.
Yeah, you mentioned the current Israeli government headed by Benjamin Netanyahu, who is known for his extremism, and the ministers that he picked are also very extremist, against peace, against justice. They promised their public to commit more crimes against the Palestinians, and until now more than 17 Palestinians were killed. We are talking about the first 23 days of the new year. So from your own perspective, and you were a former foreign minister of Denmark and a shrewd politician, how far this Israeli government could go in suppressing the idea of Palestine?
Well, I think that the most important, we hope, that could happen is that the American government finally stands up and put pressure on the government of Israel. I've seen some critical remarks from Washington, but they're not very strong in wording. I hope the European government will help also to talk with the Americans to put more pressure on the situation. And I think also it's very important that Arab states, also some of them who have been accommodating kind of cooperation with Israel, now stands up and demand Palestinian rights being respected.
Yes. My final question to you, sir, concerning the European Union. How do you see the role of the European Union when it comes to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and the way they handle this issue?
Well, I hope it will be better in the future. I think that the basic problem in the European Union actually is, two things. Some of the new democracies in Eastern Europe have been, in my understanding, too one-sided, the side of Israel. And Germany has always been a problem because of the historic crimes of the Nazi regime against the Jewish people. And for that reason, it has been very, very difficult to bring the big economy, the big power of Europe, saying strong words to Israel. I hope that the ultra-nationalist government and its policies now will bring also Germany on the side of those who demand change from the side of Israel, demand new life, the process of a free Palestinian state.
Mr. Mons Lyktevet, the former foreign minister of Denmark and head of the Social Democratic Party, thank you very much. It has been a great honor having you on our show, and we will have such interview again. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching, and from you, Saman Azal. Have a nice time.